Namaskar and welcome to this program. Today I will talk about certificate in international humanitarian law which is offered by School of Law, and I will give you a brief overview about this program. This is the month of July and admission cycle is have started. July admission cycle has started. So in July and January, we conduct some orientation programs related to different programs. So today I will talk about a program which is offered by School of Law. The name of the program, as I told you, is Certificate in International Humanitarian Law, CIHL. And this program is developed with the collaboration of International Committee of Red Cross. And this is a 6-month duration program, and currently it is offered in English only. So, what is international humanitarian law? First, we have to understand. In simple terms, we can say that international humanitarian law is a branch of international law which deals with the limiting of the use of warfare and the use of force. International humanitarian law mainly deals with the limitations or restrictions of the use of forces on military personnel as well as people who are not participating in the hostilities. For example, the 4 Geneva Conventions of 1949, which now hold the field and which are the main instruments of international humanitarian law. These conventions deal with first convention deals with the war in land warfare, and it talks about the limiting the use of force to armed forces to the people who are participating in war in land warfare. Second convention deals with the sea warfare, and third convention deals with the prisoners of war, the protection available to prisoners of war during armed conflict, such as they should not be subjected to hostilities, or they should not be tortured in order to extract information. Only the information related to their rank and badge, etc., can be obtained. Or their humane treatment in the prison. And the fourth convention deals with the civilian population. Civilian population should not be attacked or should not be subjected to any kind of hostilities. Their installations, their institutions, educational institutions, hospitals, religious places, public amusement places, marketplaces, places which are not involved in the armed conflict, involved in the war, should be protected. So basically, international law protects the use of force as well as there are a number of conventions which deals with the use of weapons. For example, one of the conventions prohibits the use of bacterial weapons or biological weapons, and also international humanitarian law prohibits the use of nuclear weapons or weapons of mass destruction. And international humanitarian law also talks about the use of what we call the rule of distinction. That means it means that the civilian objects and civilian and military objects should be distinguished. Civilian objects should not be attacked or subjected to any kind of hostilities. Similarly, it also talks about the rule of proportionality, that is, the force should be used in proportion to the objectives. In other words, we can say that suppose a country has attacked the B country, then the B country can use the force in proportion to the attack. It has the right to defend itself. It should not use excessive force to cause large scale destruction. So international law basically limits the use of hostilities on the people, whether civilian population or the people who are participating in the armed conflict. Or there may be situations where the people who were participating in the armed conflict are no longer participating in the armed conflict due to various reasons, due to injury or sickness, or there may be people who are not directly participating in the hostilities, though they are the part of armed forces. For example, medical people who provide medical assistance, people who provide logistics, food, ration, etc. So now, with regard to objective of this program is an attempt to develop the functional understanding and functional knowledge in the area of international humanitarian law, which provide specialist understanding on contemporary issues in international humanitarian law. So especially in South Asia, in one of the courses of this program, we have extensively covered the South Asian countries. Each country has been covered in a separate unit. So this South Asia is the main focus. Otherwise, we have covered the international humanitarian law principles and conventions, treaties, etc. Another objective of the program is to develop professionals in the field of international humanitarian. So people who needs knowledge of international humanitarian law, these are the target groups. There may be people, armed forces people, or people who are involved in any kind of military activities, or the students or the other people who want to study international law, who want to specialize in the field of international law, this program provides a basic understanding about the international humanitarian law. So, as I told earlier, international humanitarian law is a branch of international law containing a set of rules which seeks for humanitarian reasons to limit the effects of armed conflicts. It protects persons who are not or are no longer participating in the hostilities and restricts the means and methods of warfare. So, this is the simple definition which I have already explained. Now, with regard to the instructional system, like other programs of IGNOU, the program contains open and distance learning material, self-learning material in the form of booklets, which now the student can have the option to opt for hard copy as well as soft copy. And if the learner opts for soft copy, the 50% discount is given in fees. The program also contains audio-video material which we developed, our interactive radio counseling and teleconferencing sessions which we are conducting right now. Some of our teleconferencing sessions are converted into video programs which can be accessed by the students later. So mainly it consists of self-learning material, audio-video programs, and teleconferencing and radio counseling sessions which are conducted on Gyanvani and Gyandarshan channels of IGNOU. Now, eligibility is 10+2. Anybody who has completed 10+2 can enroll for this program, and the period of the duration of the program is 6 months minimum, and maximum period is 2 years. It means that students who are not in a position to complete the program in 6 months' time due to various reasons, they may be involved, they may be engaged in some other activities, or due to some reason they may not be, if they fail to clear any paper, in any kind of situations, the student has to complete the program within 2 years, maximum period. Minimum 6 months and maximum 2 years. Now, with regard to methodology, there are 3 courses: PLE 35, 36 and 37. These are the course code. In IGNOU, every paper, or what we call courses, has been given a code for identification so that it can be easily identified. So there are 3 courses in which BLE 35, 36 and 37, in which 70% weightage is given to the term end exam, which are held at the end of the session in the month of December and June, and 30% weightage is given to the assignments. Students have to submit assignments can be downloaded from the website, and students have to submit the assignments to the regional center, and 30% weightage is given to assignments. With regard to BLEP 38, which is a project course, students have to prepare a write-up on any of the topics given in the assignments. At the end of assignment, we give 7 to 8 topics, and students have to write a kind of write-up in 2000 words, around 2000 words, and submit it to the project cell. And this is evaluated and marks are given. So this is the methodology which we follow in this program. Now we come to the details of the program, what this program contains. So first course, that is BLE 33, is the name of the course is Understanding International Humanitarian Law. And in this course, there are 5 blocks. In first block, we have covered what is law, what is international law, what is international humanitarian law, the basic definition, the basic idea. The objective of the program is to give a basic idea of these terms. First, we explain what is law, because the eligibility of the program, because this program is developed for non-lawyers, people who are not, people who don't have any background in law. So first unit discusses the concept of law, then international law, then international humanitarian law. Block 2 talks about the basic concepts of international humanitarian law, how it was developed, and what are the main principles, proportionality, distinction, etc. Block 3, basic rules of international law, in which we have covered the conventions, 4 conventions, which I mentioned, and other treaties also, and Hague Conventions also we have touched upon, especially the conventions of 1899 and 1907. And block 4, rule of protection, we have covered. In this block, we have covered the protection available to various groups of people, and also the protection available to cultural property and other civilian establishments, civilian institutions, and the persons who are protected persons, people who are not directly participating in the hostilities. Block 5 deals with the relationship of international humanitarian law with other branches of law. For example, its relationship with human rights, because international, these are also IHL principles, are also the human rights principles. This is one of the branch of human rights. So its relationship with the general human rights principles, refugee law, criminal law, etc. Course 2, that is BLE 36, is application of IHL, and that is international humanitarian law. Block 1 talks about the application of IHL, who can apply international law. Here we have covered the state actors, non-state actors, NGOs, etc. And we have covered the international institutions which apply international law, United Nations, etc. Block 2 specifically deals with the application of IHL and here we have covered the Indian position, Indian constitution, Geneva Convention Act, and the role of Indian judiciary in the application of IHL. Block 3 about the application of IHL at the international level. Here we have extensively deal with the various organs of the United Nations, the role of various organs, General Assembly, Security Council, International Court of Justice, how they have helped in the development of international humanitarian law principles, and also we have covered the role of United Nations peacekeeping forces which are deployed in conflict areas, and their role we have covered. And here we have also covered in this course the various tribunals which have developed the principles of international humanitarian law, especially after the Second World War, Nuremberg Tribunal, Tokyo Tribunal, and ad hoc courts and hybrid courts which are established from time to time in different places. We have covered those things. And since this program was developed in with the support of International Committee of Red Cross, so in the next block, that is block 4, we have covered the role of International Committee of Red Cross, that is ICRC, its contribution and its various roles: guardian angel function, catalyst function, its monitoring functions, etc. And block 5 we have covered various other institutions, and especially the role of mass media, whether it is electronic or print media, academic institutions, the role of academic institutions in disseminating or educating the people about international humanitarian law, the role of students, what students can play, what role they can play. This has also been covered in this block. Now, course 3 especially deals with South Asia. South Asian issues we have covered, and block 1, why the study of international law is relevant to South Asia. In this block we have traced the origin of international law in ancient time, from ancient time, in Hindu tradition, Buddhist tradition, different Islamic tradition, Christian system, how in ancient time and medieval period international law was developed, or what are the principles, what are the main guiding principles which were applied by the civilization during these periods. Block 2 and 3 deals with the South Asian countries. We have covered in the one country in one unit. We have covered India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc., Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Nepal, SAARC countries especially we have covered. Now, course 4 is, as I told you, it deals with the project. Students have to write a project on the subject, on the topic given in the list, and submit it to the project cell. It should be the project should be in simple terms, based on the own research of the student. It should start with introduction, significance of the topic, the methodology which the students follows in collecting data, and then it's a chapterization should be based on the topic, and the last chapter is conclusion, where the entire study is summarized, and suggestions, if any, to improve the situation. So with this we end our today's session. Thank you very much.